In this video, I'm gonna teach you lead generation secrets for online fitness coaches. I'm also gonna teach you what to do based on the temperature of the lead, so make sure you stick around. If you're new to my channel, my name is Brian Mark and I help personal trainers grow online businesses. Not all leads are created equal. See, when most people think about lead generation, they treat every prospect as the exact same. But that's the biggest mistake that you can make when you're an online fitness coach and you're trying to find clients to join your program. Hot leads need to be treated differently than warm leads. Warm leads need to be treated differently than cold leads. And if you treat a cold lead like a hot lead, I promise you, you are never gonna grow your online business. In order to assess the temperature of the lead, we need to look at two things. Number one is you need to look at the time of response. And number two, you need to look at the length of response. You can use these two factors to determine the temperature of the lead. So here's an example. Let's say that somebody takes a long time to respond and they give you a short answer. That's a cold lead. Or let's say somebody takes never to respond and they never answer. That's a very cold lead. But let's say somebody responds to your message fast, but with a short response. That's a warm lead. Let's say somebody takes a little bit of time to get back to your message, but they give you a longer response. That's a warm lead. If somebody gets back to you fast and they have a long response, that's a hot lead. So let's say you send out a message and you're like, hey Nick, thanks so much for engaging in my content. I appreciate you. They take 2 days to respond and they like the message. That's a cold lead. Let's say you send out that same message and you're like, hey Nick, thanks so much for supporting my content. I appreciate you. And they reply right away and they're like, no problem. I like your content. That's a warm lead. Let's say you send that same message, thanks for engaging with my content, I appreciate you, and they respond the next day, but they're like, I love your content, thanks for everything you put out, it's super inspiring. Again, longer time to respond, but longer response, so it's a warm lead. If I send out that message, I'm like, Nick, thanks so much for engaging my content, I appreciate you, and he responds within 30 minutes, and he's like, dude, I love your content, it's amazing, I've been following you for the last 2 years, and you're so inspiring. That is a hot lead. So if a lead is cold, the likelihood that they will purchase anything from you or book a call with you is extremely low. And so what you need to do with cold leads is you need to build a relationship with them. You need to show people as you're generating leads that you care more about them than you do about their money. Focus on building the relationship. Here's a few ways that you can do that. You want to ask questions that get to know your prospects but aren't invasive in sales questions. Here's a few examples. What's your story? What got you into fitness? What's your main fitness goal for 2023? Mine is to lose 20 pounds. How long have you been following me for? What about my content do you resonate with the most? I've got a free ebook that helps my clients lose 20 pounds or more. Do you mind if I send it over to you? When you have a cold lead, don't try to double message or triple message them or try to book a phone call with them. It's not gonna go anywhere. Your goal with cold leads is to build a relationship and nurture them. And these people might not buy right now, but if you build a relationship, they might become buyers within the next 30, 60, 90, or 120 days. Now, if a lead is warm, the likelihood that they will buy anything from you or book a call is very high. So what you wanna do is in that conversation, you wanna collect enough data so that you could book a phone call and offer some guidance. Now, we do have a DM script that I do teach, but I'm gonna give you the 3 main questions that you need to ask in order to book a phone call. Number 1, what's the number 1 struggle you have in your fitness journey right now? Number 2, what's the main goal that you have in your fitness journey right now? Number 3, why is it important for you to achieve that goal? Once you have that data, you can offer a free fitness consult. Here's how you do that. Okay, I'll tell you what, Nick, why don't we set up a quick 15-minute call? We'll talk about your number 1 struggle, your main fitness goal right now, and I'll give you a game plan and a blueprint to help you achieve your goals. Does that sound fair? Once they say yes, you can send your calendar link and you can book a call. Now, I just want to caveat this. As you're asking questions to your potential prospects, if they're displaying character traits of a warm lead, like they're shorter responses but they're responding, or they're longer responses and they're taking a lot of time, what you want to do is if a prospect's being really short, you can ask expansive questions. Now, let's say I ask Nick, what's your number 1 fitness goal? And he's like, lose weight. An example of an expansive question would be like, tell me a little bit more. Well, how much weight do you want to lose? And why is weight loss important to you? And how would losing weight benefit your life? Where exactly do you want to lose the weight? What inspired you to want to lose weight? Why do you want to make a change right now? Asking expansive questions will allow your prospects to open up more, and the more that your prospects open up, the more likely they are to book a call. So with warm leads, you want to book phone calls as soon as possible, and if they're giving you shorter responses, you want to ask expansive questions to get them to open up. Now, if a lead is hot, the likelihood that they will buy anything from you or book a call is very, very high. With hot leads that are responding fast and giving you longer responses, do not waste time. Book a call immediately. The worst thing that you can do with a hot lead is treat them like a cold lead and take a long time to get back to them or try to build a relationship and nurture them. These people are displaying character traits that they need your help, and so you need to offer them a fitness consult as soon as possible. When a lead is hot, the longer that you take to book that phone call, the more that the lead will cool off and the less likely they are to purchase your program. I mean, think about how much effort it takes to actually use your fingers and thumbs and to type out a really long message to a stranger on the internet. Like, it's a lot. And so for somebody to be sitting there on the other end of their phone and typing you very, very long messages, you have to understand that this person is very interested in working with you. Otherwise, they wouldn't be sending you paragraphs. So ask them the 3 questions: main fitness goal, main struggle, why is that important, and then offer that consult as soon as possible. Tell you what, Nick, why don't we do this? Let's hop in a quick 15-minute call. We'll talk about your number 1 struggle, your main fitness goal, and I'll give you a game plan to help you achieve your goals. Does that sound fair? With hot leads, you want to book calls as soon as possible. So to wrap this up, cold leads, warm leads, and hot leads need to be treated differently. In order to assess the temperature of the lead, we want to look at the time of response and the length of response. If somebody's not responding at all, or they're taking days and days to respond, they're a cold lead. If somebody's responding but with shorter messages, they're a warm lead. If somebody's responding fast but with shorter messages, they're a warm lead. If somebody's taking a long time to respond but they're sending longer messages, they're a warm lead. And if somebody's responding super fast and the messages are long, they're a hot lead. Now with cold leads, you want to build a relationship and just give them value. With warm leads, you want to ask expansive questions to get them to open up, and you want to book a phone call. And with hot leads, you want to book a call as soon as possible. Hopefully this was valuable. Turn on post notifications and make sure you subscribe.